Well, now this sign certainly gives us an inkling of what's to come. Look at the switchbacks, look at the heights. This is the Crow's Nest Highway. It's affectionately known as the Crow's Nest Highway. It goes 721 miles from Hope to Medicine Hat. So we're going to be driving all the way from Hope to Medicine Hat. Here's the brake check advisory. That should give you some kind of idea what kind of inclines you're up against here. And wow, there's no shoulder to the road, and there's huge drops on either side of the road. There are cement things to keep you from going off the road, but it's something to think about. It's a beautiful drive. We're headed down into the valley here now. There's lots of nice sunshine there. We're headed down into the valley. We're going to go to Keremeos, which is where the fruit and vegetables are for sale. We came through there last night, but everything was closed, so we went up to the top and we decided to come back in the daytime. And I'm so glad we did. What a beautiful drive it was coming down here. Just look at the mountains. Now this highway can be pretty treacherous in places. There's a lot of switchbacks and really tight corners. I hope you'll watch with us to the end and see the high mountain passes and see what we were up against. Because wow, I was having some heating problems. And I actually went as far as buying a transmission cooler, and it turned out all I had to do was wash off that wonderful Dempster mud from my rad, and my problems were solved. But unfortunately, I didn't figure that out right away. We're coming down into the valley here now, and these roads, they seem to go on and on forever. And the sky, well, the sky is magnificent. It always is. And there's always wonderful mountains off in the distance, too. Lots of nice trees. There's something to look at everywhere. Got to keep my wits about me and keep looking on the road and not look at the cars and trucks going past me or the scenery off on one side or the other. The sun is almost down now. We're headed into Osoyoos now. Look at the fields on each side of us. Wow. Lots of crops being grown here. It's just fabulous. Now, this morning we got up and I said, we got to go back. We've got to go to Keremeos. We've got to go see all the crops, the wonderful trucks and things that are there. It's just a great place. It's well worth driving back. And what a drive it was. I mean, it was, when we came up at night, we didn't see as much as we wanted to see. But we're headed back there now, and it's just going to be fantastic. You'll see when you see the fruit and vegetables that are there and these wonderful trucks. I know you don't know what I'm talking about, but you will when you see them. The beautiful mountain skies are really something to see. Here I'm walking over into the field to try and get a shot here. Look at this mountain. I mean, wow, all the little trees sticking out of the mountain on the way up there. Cows in the foreground. Sun. Wow, it's just beautiful. What a day. I'm so glad. We could have just said, we're not going to bother going back, but we went back, and I'm so glad that we did. I'll probably never be here again to get these shots. Look at this mountain. That's what I like, to have a little water in the foreground, the mountains in the background, nice sky. Here's another one here, a variation on that. Even a little bit of the fence in the corner there. So nice. Here I am walking back to the van. Oh, I had so much fun. I covered an awful lot of ground. Here we are. We're into Keremeos now. All the mom and pop shops here, the old trucks. But that's not the old truck I'm talking about, not yet. You'll see. Look at all these fruit stands here. Parsons from 1908. Imagine what the cars were like in 1908. There's my truck. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I think it's just wonderful the way they've planted all the flowers all around it. Sunflowers and everything. Here's an original John Deere tractor. Look at that. Wow, you don't have to worry about wearing the tires off of that one. It's got metal things that dig into the dirt to push you along. Lots of different tractors. This one's got rubber wheels and a crank to start it up. Wow. Unbelievable. These things are just fantastic. And the prairie, I think that's the prairie weather that keeps them in good shape. They don't just rot away. More fruit stores up and down here. Now we're in the valley, in Keremeos Valley, and it's pretty flat down here. But you gotta go up and down some pretty substantial mountains to get here. It's a bit challenging of a drive. I'm sure glad I did it. Here's what you're looking at. Lots of fresh produce. All different kinds of onions, grapefruit, cantaloupe, peaches and pears and blueberries and plums. Wow. So nice, so wonderful. And the people are super friendly. It's just great. Look at that big thing of apples. Wow. Tomatoes, all the tomatoes you could ever want. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Peppers here. Photographing peppers reminds me of Ansel Adams, Imogene Cunningham, and those people. 100% maple syrup. Now, where I come from, Kitchener-Waterloo, the Mennonites make some pretty awesome maple syrup too. But I'm sure this is right up there with the best. Every kind of container. Plastic bottles, metal tins, glass. Mariposa. Wow. Super beautiful. Just a little walk around through the orchard here. They're watering the grass and the trees. And these tractors, well, they were there 7 years ago when I came here, and they're still there now, and if anything, they look better now than they did then. Well, we figured we'd have new equipment to do the photography with, so this is with our new system, the OM1 system, instead of the E5 system that I was using last time I was here. But we got great shots last time too. I'm just really glad, like we didn't know if we should spend the effort to come down here again, because we came through in the dark and we went back, and it was just so worthwhile. I mean, I love these old vehicles. Some of the people that collect my work, they love old farm machinery, old trucks and things like that, so I'm hoping they'll enjoy some of these. I just can't imagine what it must have been like in the 1900s, early 1900, 1905, 1908, coming here and driving a car like this. This sculpture here, this is a bear up in a tree and a guy's climbing up there with the mountains in the background. Just loving it. Wowee. Now I have to admit that I forgot to get the fresh fruit ice cream or yogurt that I wanted to get. I totally forgot. So maybe I'll have to come back again one day. Now we're headed back up the mountain. We got much better light on the things now. The sun is kind of behind us a bit, lighting up the mountains. Beautiful sky. I mean, wow. And this road goes on for a long, long ways. It's 720 miles. It's a long way. That's more than a whole tank of gas for me. I really gotta watch the heat on these mountains. Transmission, or we need a new rad. Wow, it can get hot fast. Yeah, I didn't know what was wrong, what was causing the overheating, but it was just mud on the rad. I took it to a car wash and washed it off. You'll see that in one of our videos coming up, because these mountains are really high, and I wound up having to climb the mountains with the window open in the van and the heater on full blast to keep it from overheating. And it was still touch and go. But we did make it. Obviously we made it because we're here now. And what a view out the window. I mean, really. Look at that. What a valley, eh? What a beautiful valley. I stopped and got some pictures here. I'm so glad that I did. Everybody was here. I grabbed out my thermal gun, my infrared thermometer. I'm checking with my laser thermometer, checking the temperature, and things weren't as bad as I thought, really. I mean, 189, 188, that's okay, especially after climbing a mountain like this. I mean, wow. But I was told that this was the highest mountain. This is the Anachrist. It's 1,491 meters. But the Kootenay mountain is like 1,800 meters. That's quite a bit higher. And I was really, really worried going up that one. I waited until it was dark and it was cool, and I climbed the mountain then in first gear to keep it from overheating. I was really worried about everything, but the transmission fluid is still perfectly red, beautiful color. It didn't boil over the rad. The transmission got a bit hot. I measured like 250 on the casing and 225 on the pan. But now with the rad washed off, we've got no problems at all. It's been just great. This is part of the Cascade mountain chain. It's really something. Now you see these curve signs here. Got to watch those really close. Look at that one's flashing. That's 30 kilometers, not 30 miles an hour. We're talking like 18 miles an hour around these corners. And then you have somebody in a sports car behind you. But I'm driving this old van. It's like driving a loaf of bread down the road, and I gotta be careful. Everything that means anything to me is in the van with me. Well, my wife, my cat, and of course I got my grandkids and my kids at home, but I gotta make sure I take care of everything. They're constantly irrigating all these crops. They really take care of things. See haze? There's been some forest fires and we're getting some of the smoke in the air. These guys on motorcycles, the double yellow doesn't mean anything at all to them. And sometimes they scare me. The sun's going down. It's been a great day. We're going to find a place to spend the night, unwind, because, you know, tomorrow's another day. We put on an awful lot of miles on this trip. I changed the oil once already. I use K&N oil filters and Castrol Edge motor oil, so we get a long distance between changes, but I keep a close watch on it. There's lots of these old iron bridges here, which I I think are really cool. We're in Fernie, BC, and there's lots of grain elevators. The road and the mountains stretch on ahead of us. It's been a great trip so far. When I think of all the things we had to fix on the van, between brake lines and flat tires and gas tank straps and overheating with the rad being full of mud, wow. Look at this, wow. Right through the mountain. I'd forgotten about this pass. It's a pretty quick one though. It's not like some of the ones in the States I've been through. Mount Fernie up ahead there. Look at that. Look at the erosion patterns from the water and everything. And there's people bicycling. Look at that. I give them a real wide pass when I see anybody on bicycles because I know what that's like. Now we're coming into Crow's Nest Pass. This is what this highway is actually named for, the Crow's Nest Pass. And I remember these big mountains of stone on each side of the road here. We're going through here. Well, we got through Crow's Nest Pass. It was just wonderful. The van didn't overheat. We did just great. Thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please come on back again real soon.